Welcome to Personal Injury Marketing Minute.
Welcome back to the Personal Injury Marketing Minute with Lindsey Busfield, where we quickly cover the hot topics in the legal marketing world. Lindsey is Vice President and Partner at Optimize My Firm. I'm Evan Mack, and today we're talking about how AI is changing law firm SEO and what still matters if you want to rank and sign cases. Miss Lindsey, my dear, how are you?
I'm doing great, Evan. Great to see you.
Good to see you as well. So, Lindsay, AI has become a huge part of the conversation around SEO as opposed to so many other things as well. What has actually changed in a meaningful way over the past year?
It is changing some things in some meaningful ways. One of the big pieces of the conversation is how it's impacting SEO. And I get asked this all the time. People are like, are you scared that AI is killing SEO? Because,
Mm,
it's like the whole SEO is dead and AI killed it. No, that's
yeah,
really not the case. And one thing that is kind of a misnomer is that AI and SEO are essentially two sides of the same coin.
right.
When we're looking at optimizing for AI and we're looking at optimizing for SEO, we're really talking about establishing authority and having good content and building your reputation up across the internet so that Google understands who you are and whether or not you know what you're talking about. And then taking that so that you can answer questions that people are asking. And the way that you do that is you develop content for your website. You get great citation backlinks that show that you are a credible source. And then you build up your digital footprint across the internet, whether it is through your reviews or through podcasts or through YouTube videos. Google needs to understand who you are, or any of these AI platforms need to understand who you are and what your reputation is, and then pull information from you based on whether or not they think you know what you're talking about.
So, Lindsay, where do you see law firms using AI right now? Where does it tend to fall short?
So, law firms, a lot of lawyers don't quite know what to do with AI. And when we're talking about AI, we're talking about it in multiple different ways. AI for SEO and marketing is one thing, AI for operations for law firms is another thing, and AI for case management is another thing. So there are so many different ways that AI is being incorporated into the legal world. And there have been some wonderful advancements for how AI is being involved in case management and different softwares and simplifying processes and streamlining communications and helping with depositions and recording information. That is fantastic. And then there are also some really great ways that it's being used in the search world. So when you're looking at ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity or any of these other AI platforms, it's giving legal users, so prospective clients, information in a zero-click capacity. So if somebody is looking for basic information on how long the statute of limitations is for a car accident in Ohio, they can just type that into whatever AI platform they're using. The AI agent scrapes the web, comes up with the information, and delivers it in a zero-click format so that the user doesn't have to go to a law firm's website to find that information. It's right there available for them. And that kind of terrifies attorneys because now you have fewer people who are navigating to their website traffic is tanking. But in reality, those users would have just been going to their law firm's website for basic information. Those aren't transactional users. So it's not having really any significant impact on the caseload that they would be bringing in anyway.
So, what are some of the biggest misunderstandings about how AI fits into SEO?
One of the biggest misunderstandings is that AI is killing SEO, and it's just not true because AI is a subset of SEO. When you are optimizing for search engines, you're literally optimizing for the AI answers within the search engine itself. So, AI optimization, the real difference between that and search engine optimization as it used to be is now you need to expand your digital footprint. You need to focus more on your reviews. You need to be able to create content in multiple different locations. So, posting the articles on LinkedIn and creating content for YouTube and being on podcasts, all of these things are now impacting whether or not you're eligible to show up for AI search results. And that's going to help you out, but that's also going to help out your overall SEO presence in general. So the biggest misnomer is that these are completely different entities when really they're just two sides of the same coin. And if you've been doing SEO the right way for years, there's really nothing else that you need to be concerned about.
How has the increase in AI generated content affected, what ranks and then what doesn't rank?
So it um impacts what ranks and what doesn't rank based on how far out the law firm's footprint goes. So if a law firm has historically just been relying on the content and backlinks from their own website, then that might impact how well they are ranking overall, especially when it comes to AI. So again, expanding that footprint, creating more content in multiple places is going to help a law firm rank better, not just in the organic results in the list, but also in the maps and in the AI search results across the board.
So Lindsay, what still matters just as much today as it did before, AI kind of took the world by storm?
The biggest thing that matters is creating content. And forever, Google has been wanting to connect their users with the most accurate information that is relevant to their question, because that's how Google gets people to keep using Google. And this has become especially more competitive now that Google has some real competition out there with Perplexity and Grok and ChatGPT and all these other AI platforms. Each of them needs to find a way to source the most accurate, relevant information possible. And the way that you do that is by creating great content that answers people's questions, that is relevant to these searches, that's in depth and robust, and also accurate. And then you need to go out and create citational backlinks to boost your own credibility. And that has always been important for SEO and is now even more important for AI.
Where can AI actually give firms an advantage if they use it the right way?
So, one of the big things that law firms can use AI for, if they can get into those search result snippets that's being generated for AI, is they get a citation next to it. So, Google or the ChatGPT or any of these platforms will say that this information is a compilation of information from XYZ law firm and XYZ law firm and XYZ law firm. And it's essentially just free advertisement for your firm if you can be the answer that shows up, or if you are cited as a source for that information that shows up. And you can get some referral traffic from the answers to these questions. And if you get referral traffic from that question, it is highly likely that it could turn into a signed case because these people who are searching are already interested. They're essentially pre vetted as they are navigating to your law firm's website. So while there's a very, very low percent of referral traffic coming from AI, I think it's as low as 1% in most cases. If somebody does navigate to your website from AI, then it is a much higher likelihood that they can convert. So it's still important, even though it's just kind of a gravy that goes on top of your marketing.
So, Lindsay, where do you see firms getting into trouble, by kind of relying way too much on it?
So the biggest thing that I see firms getting into trouble with is panicking. They are thinking that AI is changing everything. You have all of these startup firms, all these marketing companies that are saying you need to switch to AI optimization or you're going to fall behind because all of your competitors are doing this and this is how they're signing all of these great cases and it's all coming from AI. That's just not true. And there are so many different issues with that way of thinking, and it's so easy to fall into what's essentially a big scam where you have all these marketing companies that are saying, okay, well, in order to be AI optimized for this, you need to change what you're doing here and you need to focus and pay all of this money and do all and spend all of this time re-optimizing for AI. Where in reality, if you've been doing this stuff for SEO all along, there's no reason to change what you're doing. If it's already working really well for you, then just adding a little bit of content to other places is really all that you need to have that competitive edge.
How should firms be thinking about balancing automation with human input in their content and in their strategy?
Right now, we do not use any AI generated content on any of our law firm websites. It's just an absolute no no. And there is so much AI slop that is generated and posted out there that I think there is going to be some penalty down the road for any content that is AI developed as opposed to human generated. And that's just a guess. It might not happen as, as AI continues to develop and evolve and get better, that might not be the case anymore. But right now, it's really risky to put any AI generated content on your site because 5 years from now, it might completely kill your site if it's all AI generated information. And the other challenge is if you don't have someone who is sitting and reading every word that is going on your legal website, you could get into some real trouble if the content that's being generated isn't accurate. So there are some really hefty penalties for posting information that's not true. And AI is notorious for hallucinating information. There are so many studies out there where there have been major misinformations that have been published. There have been lawsuits that have been filed because AI pulled from precedent that didn't exist. So a lot of people have gotten into some big trouble for relying on information that's generated from AI. So right now, totally not safe to put AI generated content on your website.
So if a firm wants to start using AI in a practical way, Lindsay, what are the first steps you would recommend?
Using AI in a practical way, I mean, for content development, it's a great way to springboard ideas. So if you're looking to develop video ideas, for your YouTube channel, okay, plug into AI. What are top 10 videos that I could make that are relevant to XYZ city for a personal injury lawyer? And it can help you springboard some ideas and then you create the content for it. That's a really great way to use it in a practical way. It saves a lot of time. You can even have AI help create the script for your YouTube videos, and then you edit it and make it relevant for your geographic audience. That's a really great way to do it. There are some great ways that you can use AI to automate email processes internally for operations. And I think right now, operationally, there are so many more opportunities for using AI. But in addition to all of that for marketing, AI is becoming really great for image generation. So if you need some help creating social images, that's a really great use. Creating video thumbnails, that's awesome. There are so many great practical outlets for using AI in your marketing strategy, just not quite the content itself yet.
Good stuff. Good stuff, Lindsay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. That wraps up this episode of Personal Injury Marketing Minute. If you want to learn more about Lindsey Busfield or the team at Optimize My Firm, you can visit optimizemyfirm.com. Thanks for listening, and be sure to like, leave a review, and share this episode with someone else who might need it as well. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments.